Alright, let's see here. KILL.SWITCH. KILL.SWITCH. This is a game I played to completion way back when, but in our time of current year plus 7, I remembered literally nothing about it going in. Other than that, it's the second game in a row we've played that has a dot in the title for no reason. I played this at some point in my life, and according to Wikipedia, it was the first third-person shooter to feature a cover system as its core game mechanic. Whatever that means. If literally the only notable feature of your game is a base game mechanic like a cover system, that doesn't bode well for the quality of the game, but we'll see how she shakes out. I can confirm the cover system absolutely does exist, 100%. It's also very bad, and while it does let you blind fire, the results are uncompelling. The blind fire is not great. At some points, it feels like the way to play the game is actually just to spam dive roll and spray at people, because this is still a PS2 game and there's basically shit for aim assist with terrible acceleration curves, so precision shooting's basically a non-starter. Every enemy dies in pretty much a single hit, so you shoot by just vaguely dragging the crosshair over an enemy while holding the fire button. Wikipedia is very eager to accredit this game as the inspiration for cover systems in games like Uncharted, Gears of War, and Rainbow Six Vegas. I would say less inspired and more motivated to make actually functional. As for the plot of the game, I unironically have no idea what it is. Every mission starts and ends with two guys spouting generic expository dialogue, but the problem is that both of them literally sound the exact same, and they're being so vague about what's going on I have no fucking idea who's actually talking. I think one of them is supposed to be the player character, but his mouth and facial expression don't change, so I unironically cannot tell if it's him or not. You try and tell me who's talking here.
Base, this is Control. I'm in position. Do you copy?
Loud and clear. Visual and audio streams are coming through fine. Any problems on your end?
I get a slight buzz in my head every now and then. Must be the neural link.
Still, we'll have it looked at when you get back. Now on to business. You're to locate the general. He requires some convincing.
You want me to use harsh language?
The general.
Your actions will do the talking. Transmitting orders now.
Time to start the violence.
The first level has you shooting generic Middle Eastern bad guys in generic Middle Eastern town, and this level was kind of weird because it felt super uninspired and overdone, but I had to keep reminding myself that this game came out like 6 some odd years before Call of Duty 4, so maybe it was more novel back then. After all, it was 2003, and at that point we were all definitely obsessed with World War II shooters, not modern ones. In the business, this is referred to as foreshadowing. This game did invent dabbing, though? Is he dabbing or Naruto running? I can't tell. He is dabbing! Huh. That's different. Anyhow, you run through the level shooting like 600 people until you find the general of the Middle East. I literally still do not know where I am, or... Oh.
Base, this is Control. The target has been eliminated.
And the package?
Not an issue, Base.
Good work. Head up to the extraction point for pickup and transport.
Didn't mean to shoot him in the face. And the two voices in your head tell you you've stolen a suitcase nuke. I guess when the camera wasn't looking or something. Exfil, shoot more bad guys, level done. In between levels, we get our glimpse of what little there is of an overarching story, with the protagonist slowly remembered more and more of a cutscene he saw a few years ago, starring some lady. Push her. Ugh! Jesus! Level 2, yes, we are going through all of them. You'll understand why in a minute. Infiltrate a Russian oil rig to blow it up. And the audio on this one just kind of started to shit itself at the beginning.
On the rig.
Oh.
Looks like a full house.
Well, consider it a target-rich environment.
I take it this isn't a stealth op.
You're certainly welcome to try.
You do the same thing as level 1. Run through the oil rig that inexplicably has about 17,000 dudes on it, do the quintessential stand in this glowing circle for 5 seconds objective, and then run away from a timer to escape before the rig blows up. And we're fine, we're good, we're okay, this is fine, we're good. Our post-level dialogue tells us we're trying to frame the West for this because we are bad guys actually. Still no mention of why we're doing this, but hang in there. Level 3, we find ourselves teleported into a North Korean biolab tasked with stealing a prototype nerve agent, blowing up a nuclear submarine just because it happens to be in the neighborhood, I guess, and then loading subject nerve agent into an ICBM that also happens to be just sitting there and ready to go, and preparing to launch it at the United States. What is happening to the audio? That man just disappeared. He just vanished from this plane of existence. It's nice of them to run everything in this North Korean biolab in English. I don't know about you, but all this seems like a little much for one guy to be doing. Even if this North Korean biolab has helpfully recorded all of its warning messages in English for ease of access, that's a lot of stuff to do in a day. Bishop is supposed to be controlled by an outside entity like a fucking RC car or something, but also some kind of super soldier, but like, how? By all appearances, he's a normal dude under mind control, not a friggin' space marine. When out in the open, Bishop gets shot to pieces pretty damn quick, and this game has no checkpoints. When you die, you redo the whole level. How vintage. Anyway, back to our terror attack in progress. As you reach the console, the level just ends. Now, I thought the game had bugged out here, but turns out the random lady we've been hearing talk to herself in cutscenes is controlling Bishop now. Yay?
Playtime is over.
She then teleports you to South America, probably, where you spend level 4, shocker, shooting at military dudes in dimly lit corridors full of chest-high walls. Thankfully, the Mayans or whatever thoughtfully future-proof their temples with electrically driven doors that we just happen to have to find an inconveniently located button for. It's really getting hard to differentiate these levels because they're all just reskins of the same concept. Dim corridor, hide behind box, shoot men. Once you shoot all the men, you can proceed to the next area to shoot some more men. Every level feels exactly the same. The most levity you get is occasionally finding a gun turret that's usually not even facing the right way to be useful. To add insult to injury, in the middle of this level, you get a cutscene of Bishop doing actually exciting shit that you would never do as a player in another story interlude. Back in the Mayan temple, you run through it to find the guy controlling Bishop dead, I assume from boredom. After this, the game finally reveals the villain, Archer, as well as relaying its entire plot synopsis in one of the silliest cutscenes I have ever seen.
Let her go, Archer.
I suggest you drop your weapon before someone gets hurt.
What's this about? You're supposed to be dead.
Did you see a body? You possess something of great value.
You bastard. What do you want?
I want the tech. The engine that drives you. Can be duplicated and sold to the highest bidder. You can't imagine the impact global war will have on the demand for such a weapon of mass destruction.
The war's over.
I suppose it is. But you're going to help me start the next one. In time, you won't remember a thing. Including this.
Turns out Archer, who is just some guy that shows up and is bald with a doofy mustache, has been controlling Bishop into doing all these terrorisms in a bid to get the West and East to start World War III so he can sell the mind control technology that Bishop has implanted in him for profit. Something something good old days after 9/11, basically a dollar store version of Sundowner from Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, but nowhere near as memorable or hilarious. Also, he shoots Bishop's wife because her eyes are too far apart, and he gets super butthurt about it. This was all the exposition in the entire game, and I'm more confused than when we started, but there's no time for that because we're teleported to a dock in America, probably, where we have fresh, dimly lit corridors full of military dudes to shoot. We're almost done here, I promise.
I'm sorry.
This random dock is connected to a fully automated tank production plant that has nobody guarding it, allowing Archer and like 700 people he just happens to have working for him somehow to take over the entire facility. This level's novel because we actually have bright, well-lit corridors to shoot our military dudes in this time. And after shooting all the military dudes, you finally reach the last most military dude of all, Archer.
Archer!
Who is inexplicably like 7 feet tall and can take several hundred bullets as he dodge rolls around the map like an asshole.
Continue. War is all
Stop
we know.
rolling, you... Oh my god.
You're weak, Bishop. They called you a super soldier. Some people are easily
Gameplay.
impressed.
This fight isn't even hard. Archer barely shoots back, you just have to spam at him until his health bar goes away. And so ends the game with possibly the silliest cutscene I've ever seen.
So this is how the game ends?
I think so?
It ends like this. Game over.
And then they leave us with sequel bait.
The shipping crates. Damn it. Who knows how many have gotten their hands on the engine now?
And that's not all. Archer mentioned a second version.
Of what?
Yeah, they didn't make a sequel to this game. And that's KILL.SWITCH. Now, if that seemed really short, that's because it was. I beat this whole game on stream in under 3 hours, including the tutorial. 2.5 hours is still pushing it when you basically have only one bit of gameplay repeated across the entire thing. This game's super goofy, but at least they tried, I guess. KILL.SWITCH, 5 out of 10. Video game, yes. This bit's still pointless, probably gonna stop doing it, also yes. I really do not know how to end videos. Okay, bye.